Welcome to the TechForce Airgun Guru Show. And this film here is the TF87 Contender Series Part 2. In Part 2 here we're showing an exposed version of the new TechForce 87. Let me get my pointer here, show you some of the components. Here's the air cylinder. Remember these guns only have two seals. You have a cone seal in the end of the air cylinder. Here is a cone seal. Get it in my hand. I'm going to roll it over so you see what it looks like. And then you have your main seal, which fits on the end of the piston, which I just got this finger tight. That's your two seals in the TechForce 87. We have the spring guide and of course the mainspring. Now if you look at the trigger group on this TechForce 87, it's a little different from the TechForce 89. We have the beartrap safety. This is the beartrap safety. If you look at the little lever here, when you cock this arm back, this notch, it'll slide back here, lock while you're loading. When you're loading the pellet in there, you pull the release, you close the arm, you're ready to fire. This is your regular trigger safety. This is a real well made trigger. This is the tension for the spring. And I've got this trigger group here to show you. And I'm going to get it up here to the cameraman. This rear hole here is a set screw. And if I can get it up here where you can see it protruding through the silver trigger. That is your travel adjustment. You can screw it in tighter and it'll take all the travel out of this trigger. This is a wonderful trigger for this particular gun. And here's a scope stop. And I always like to mention on the scope stops, of course the receiver's groove 11mm and this slides on in the gauges. Let's turn this thing upside down. You got these units right here that clamp into your 12mm grooves. The key to keeping these scope stops in place is to tighten both sides evenly. Then when you snug them up, do not over tighten them. And then you take the hex key and you screw it down and secure it against the receiver. And that'll keep the scope stop in place. And of course when you're mounting a scope, you always put the rear mount flush against the scope stop. Alright, again, let's move to the sights. Get a better look at the sights. These are fiber optic rear sight, which is of course elevation, windage. And then I'm going to move this down here, and here's your fiber optic front sight. Now let me set this pointer down. I'm going to rotate this around so the cameraman can get a shot of this in. Right here you see a slot in there. That's a screw. And you screw it in and that keeps tension on this cocking lever. So if the cocking lever gets loose, you can tighten this screw here up. So that's a great advantage on this particular gun. And of course we talked about the hardwood stock. It has the checkered forearm, checkered wrist, and it's a wonderful hardwood stock. Of course you have the little caps that cover your screws up. So you got 3 screws that hold the stock on a gun. One on each side of the forearm and the large screw here in the rear of the stock behind the trigger guard. Alright, now our independent tester of this particular gun just came back with reports on what it did. So let me read some of this. And this was done by Randy Mitchell. He's really a great guy, really qualified to independently test these guns. Now first of all we're going to talk about the weight. The weight of this gun is 9 pounds. So this is a full adult size air gun. I mean this has got the elongated receiver and the longer spring. Now we're going to go to some of his comments in here, and this will be published on our website in a blog. And we have the overall length of this gun here. Let me get it here. I think he said it was 47 inches. Again, 9 pounds. And let's get to the results on on what he did when he was shooting the 177. And he puts in his little description there. He says, you'll see the claims that the muzzle velocity is near 1100 feet per second with the 177 caliber pellets. And they are not kidding. And he says, look below, and he shows his chronograph. And shooting a heavy Beeman Kodiak pellets, he was over 900 foot per second. On the domes, the standard dome pellets, he was 1,057 foot per second. He was 1,082 foot per second. So this gun, there's another 1,000, and shows us pictures of the chronograph, 1,057 foot per second. So his summation of it is that it certainly performs as expected. And of course, with the Tech Force guns, we don't use the lightest pellet to tell you how fast it's going to go, because we could juice this thing up to 1,300 foot per second using a lighter pellet, but we're not going to do that. We like realistic figures on muzzle velocities. And the accuracies, he's really happy with the accuracy. And I think at 20 yards, he's got a picture here on his description there. It shows a group that a penny would cover up, and that's at 20 yards, not 10 yards. So, you know, using average pellets. So this thing's really going to perform. It's probably one of the best and the hardest shooting air guns that's just coming to the marketplace. And as with all Tech Force products, you know, we carry all the parts and the service, and you have the limited lifetime warranty, and you got the guru's word on it, because I'm the guy that does the repairing on them. But it's a fantastic gun, and it's priced way below some of our competitors, and you get the same quality. This gun will shoot with a Beeman, it'll shoot with the RWS, it'll shoot with the Gamos. It's one of the top guns and the best price in the marketplace. So from the Tech Force Airgun Guru, have a nice day.